Recording. Okay, welcome everybody to tonight's call. I am super excited to share about Q Sciences, and someone has reached out to you to invite you just to hear more about the exciting things happening here, what it's done for us, and to see if this could be a great fit for you guys as well. I am Becky DaMoude. I am a silver leader here with Q Sciences. I am a wife and mom of these 3 boys. I am also a NICU mom and a children's special needs advocate as our youngest one here. He has kind of been my why of why I even looked at Q Sciences in the first place. 6 years ago, I retired from corporate America to come home to be with him. And my other kids. And really, it was a scary time. I would, always thought I would work full time. My husband's self-employed. So I was always the one to carry the health insurance, the life insurance, all those types of benefits that come with those corporate jobs. But the time away from my family, from getting the kids up in the morning, rushing them to daycare, being, missing out on so many milestones and just being exhausted and felt like I was running ragged. And so this little one started out as a 1-pound preemie, and that's kind of where his journey began. And it was when he was 3.5, he was still completely nonverbal. We communicated with some sign language, and then we also weren't walking yet. And so we obviously were not potty trained, and we were going to be starting preschool, hopefully that next year. And so it was at that time we went and got medical, not that we hadn't been getting medical advice, but we did some medical consults with PT, OT, and speech, and determined at that time that he needed therapy 3 days a week. Well, I tried doing that and working a job and doing all the things, and it was just taking a toll on everything for us. And so it was a year ago that I had a dear friend of mine, after she had been reaching out to me for a year asking me to take a look at Q, and I was telling her no, because I was with the previous company that at the time was providing for our family. But once I took the time to take a look at what the products could do, and then I saw the business plan, I knew that this was going to be a huge answer, not only for our family, but for the so many out there. And so Q Sciences, while many people have not heard of it because we are still considered very ground floor, we're not a brand new company. We were actually founded in 2012 by our founder and CEO, Mr. Mark Wilson. But it wasn't until he brought on Mr. Jake Spencer to be a consultant. Jake and his wife, Sarah, had been in the network marketing industry for over 15 years, very successful, building multi-million-dollar companies. And he came in and took a look at Q Sciences and how they could make it better. It already had outstanding products that were making massive impact in the lives of so many, including Mr. Mark Wilson's little granddaughter. She has special needs similar to my son, nonverbal, not a lot of social skills. And once started on one of our products that you'll hear about in a minute, everything started to change. And that's when they wanted to get this. Okay, I'm good. Everybody good? Wanted to get these products in the masses, but also make a huge impact financially. So Q Sciences is quintessential biosciences, which is the best of the best backed by science, but it's really about living holistically. And that includes the finances. Our finances, especially pretty much everybody was impacted this last year in some way, some form. And I always feel it's so important to have that plan B, or anyone can use an extra stream of income. And so when Jake come on board, he revamped the comp plan that we have today, and our company absolutely exploded. We had had 700% growth since 2018, and just in the last 4 months, that has doubled because people are catching on to the vision of this company and what it can do, not only in our health, but also financially. And so if you've never been in this industry, when they say the timing doesn't matter, it does matter. It's kind of like getting in Apple or Amazon or all those things that you're like, gosh, if I just had a piece of Bitcoin in the beginning, where could I be? And that's basically what it is. We are right down here where this X is, and we're just about to go up this S curve and have huge growth. We are now in over 20 countries as we just opened Mexico and Italy, and we are continually to grow and expand globally. And it has just been a huge, huge, I can't even put the emotion in there on how exciting it is to see the impact that we're able to make just by sharing kind of what we're doing right here. And so, but it also starts with having those key products, right? You got to have a product behind that. And that's where Dr. Stephen Kimberly, he is the brains behind our company. He was the former senior editor at WebMD for over 15 years. He is a board certified naturopath, but also internal medicine physician. And so he's practiced those integrated. So he is very strategic in knowing and staying on the newest markets and capitalizing on those trends on what is best for our health. So with last year, with everything that happened, we came out with so many new products to boost our immune system. And you're going to hear more about those key products in just a minute. But here they are. And we have a full suite of products. I'm not going to go into every single one of them, even though I could talk about every single one of them because we would be here all night long. But just know that the person that invited you here to listen is going to be getting together with you and, and maybe myself or, maybe their mentor, because we're not in this alone. You don't have to be an expert. You don't have to know all the products inside out and backwards. You don't have to know all the things because we have huge systems in play. But it was these products, when I first took a look, I was blown away. We have exclusive hemp products, but we also have a nutraceutical line that is above and beyond anything I've ever seen. We have fitness and weight management, we have kids wellness, and we also have oral sprays as well. So right here, this is what got me so excited when I took a look at Q Sciences, and it was really this one key product called QMax Premium. This is not only a multivitamin with all your minerals and vitamins, but it is a brain health supplement. Mental health is huge. May is mental health awareness. And I feel like it's a stigma out there really to talk about mental health. A lot of people, shy away from asking me, like, what are Clay's struggles? They just kind of like ignore it. And it's so important. Like, I had no idea, until I had a child with that, all the things that goes along with that. And just to be able to be an advocate and help other families and other kiddos with those. And that's where I really became on a mission that I've seen what these products have done in 2 weeks with just having Clay on QMax Premium and the hemp I'll talk about in a minute. We noticed huge improvements in his focus, in his speech, because he's got horrible speech delay. He's got apraxia, been in therapy 6 years, but also we were bedwetting 4 to 5 times a week. That was starting to decrease in just those first couple of weeks. But the most important, exciting thing that we saw that boosted his confidence is he jumped for the very first time. You may think like, oh, big deal, but he's 9 now. And to have an 8-year-old who has never been able to jump is just, incredible. Like, he lit up. My 17-year-old was like, did you guys just see what happened? Like, everybody was so emotional, and he had to show everybody that he ran into, whether it was at school, whether it was, friends that came over, all of our family. He's like, watch me. He couldn't do it on his own. We had to hold his hands, but you guys, he lit up and his confidence just exploded. And it was such a moment that I will never, ever forget. Thankful to this QMax. But then our second product in our core is the Q Align. That's our anti-inflammatory. It helps at that cellular level. Inflammation, if you Google pretty much any symptom you have, a lot of it is going to be due to inflammation and gut health, right? We hear that all the time. And that's where the Align and the Q-Biotics Total comes into play, because it addresses those core root issues, those digestive issues, those aches and pains, but also the inflammation that leads to autoimmune and, weight gain and those different things too. But then I really got fired up in September when we launched our Kids Core, because my 2 youngest can't swallow. So I was opening capsules all the time. And now we have an awesome grape or fruit punch fruit punch flavor that they're even half price right now on our kids core, that I can give them just one tiny little scoop a day or 2 scoops depending on the age. But from a 1-year-old to an adult can take our kids core too, if maybe somebody doesn't like to swallow capsules or has a hard time with that. And they're getting the QMax, they're getting the probiotics, they're also getting elderberry and adaptogen mushrooms to boost their immune system. Because let's just face it, we do not eat the nutrition that we should. Or even if you did eat all organic and were crunchy, you're still not getting the nutrients that you need. And so supplementation is so key. Our 12-year-old, we noticed huge improvements in his focus in school, his test scores. He would get a little anxious on those testing days. It was just phenomenal. But then, like I said, we have weight management. I say weight management because maybe it's that you're trying to, gain some muscle. Maybe it's performance. Maybe it's endurance, whatever it might be in your journey. But we also have these new stacks. I had never heard of stacks. I'm not the huge gym rat, but we have awesome stacks available right now, whether it's just to build, whether it's performance with our core, or maybe it is the trim to, trim down. And so we have an awesome challenge coming out in June. Get with the person if you're interested in that. You also get our MyQFit app free for an entire 30 days, where you get personal workouts from these trainers like Kimball and Stacy Jensen. There's also meal plans that will fit to you, whether you're keto, maybe you need gluten-free, whatever it might be, they're specialized. And then you get that community support, but you also get connection to all the trainers. So it's not just a boring app on your phone where it says, okay, do this workout, because I can't do those. I would never stay motivated. But to get messages from the trainers or be able to ask a question and interact with them and have a community that's cheering you on, and maybe you're not feeling like it that day, and then they're like, hey, this is this. It's so motivating. I cannot tell you enough about this awesome app where we have meal replacement shakes, we have performance shakes, but we also have pre-workout and sport. And we even have our new Dragonberry, not Dragonberry, but the Tiger's Punch sport. So if you're a Tiger's Blood snow cone fan, ask the person invited you about our new Tiger's Punch. And then oral sprays. These are sublingual delivery sprays that you spray under your tongue, and they are problem solution oriented. So maybe you don't sleep well. The sleep spray is our number one spray. But then we have vitamin C, B12, vitamin D to boost that immune system. Also relief does just what it says. And then a little boost to boost your metabolism and balance out that blood sugar is just awesome. But I would like Amy to unmute and share, before I dive into the hemp, just a little bit about what your journey has been like, Amy, so far, here with Q, and what your favorite product has been.
Awesome. Hey, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Amy. So I joined Q Sciences. I think it was it was the end of February, because it was the shortest month of the year. I literally had 3 days that month to make rank. And did you want me to do products, Becky? Is that we
you can share whatever you want.
Okay, awesome. So I joined Q Sciences, and I had been in network marketing before, but I saw something different in this company. And Becky will kind of she'll elaborate a little bit more on our comp system and what really got me, but I saw something different in this company. So I joined, and in 60 days, less than 60 days, actually, I made Elite, and I made all 3 sign-on bonuses. And it has been so exhilarating, so life-changing, and it's exciting every step of the way. And the way I got there was from the systems that are in place, and of course my mentors. So I was complete strangers with Becky, and actually the person that signed me is Nikki. I saw a random Facebook post from a stranger who was Nikki, who is not a stranger anymore. I actually don't think I go a day without talking to Becky now, but I feel like we're friends, we're family. I've never even met her in person. We're going to meet this next week, and I'm so excited. But it was her mentorship that got me where I am today. The systems that she put in place, that the company put in place, that our co-founders and our founders put in place, that got me to where I am. In 60 days, I got all of our sign-on bonuses. I continue to meet all of those goals because of how it's not easy, because you have to put a lot of work in, and you have to be dedicated, and you have to want this, but it's so simple. The systems they put in place are so simple. So I think that's what just makes this company something that I've never seen before.
And what would you say is your favorite product?
For the products, it's definitely the Q Core. My husband and I are on that for sure. We have a little bit of anxiety and in this household that we've been fighting, especially through this whole COVID thing. I think that's kind of around the board. Everybody feels that a little bit. The women's Vitalize and the men's Vitalize have been a lifesaver in our household, just to stabilize our hormones, our moods. We feel better. We feel more energized. And then, of course, the sprays. We can't go a night without sleep spray.
That is so awesome. So awesome. Well, thank you, Amy, so much for sharing. I absolutely love that. Just everything about it. So thank you so much for sharing. So like Amy mentioned, the women's and men's Vitalize, those two are staples in our house. That's why I was really excited for that hormone balance. So maybe, whether it's moods, whether it's energy, whatever it might be, we also have that. But then this is probably one of my other favorite things about Q Science, outside of the opportunity that I'll talk about, but the full spectrum hemp line. When, many people don't know a lot about hemp and CBD, it's not marijuana, it's not illegal, but they also don't know the differences. And I know we didn't. When we first looked at this, we were using a different product and didn't understand what we should be looking for. So I'm not going to dive completely in, but what I want to do mention is that this is full spectrum hemp. This is magic in a bottle because of this BioSync technology. It now has an increased 17 times absorption, but it's a 100% delivery. Most on the market is a 6 to 10% delivery, which means it's onset, it's probably gonna be a couple hours, and you're getting a small portion of the health benefits. To where here, you're getting immediate onset, and we utilize the entire hemp plant. So you're getting both the full spectrum hemp and CBD all in one. So we have the hemp oils, again, in multiple flavors, in THC free and the non, which still has the legal limit that you're not going to test positive for a drug test. We do have the hemp pets. This is a staple in our house. I know in Amy's house for her dogs. We have topical creams, roller balls, and then our amazing CBD water enhancers that have Crave, Twist, Crave, Calm, and Hydrate. So those are awesome. And right now we even have a limited flavor of Crave called Raspberry Lime. I'm super excited to get it. So there are some promotions on those too. That is just phenomenal. But like I said, it was really the opportunity that when I saw that, that's why I partnered with this company. I already knew it had amazing products based on the testimonies and what I had heard from my friend who had shared this with me. And so I knew I wanted to become an ambassador. I wanted to be able to spread these products and this opportunity to the masses. I wanted to be able to help people earn an extra income because maybe it's only a couple $100s a month that you're needing. Maybe it's a car payment. Maybe it's, but maybe it's your mortgage. Maybe it's a savings, an emergency fund, whatever. Maybe it's kids activity like baseball's in full swing and softball. But I've got friends, I have all boys, but I have friends that have girls in like cheerleading and dance. That stuff's not cheap. And so I'm like, what if an extra income just covers that? The sky is the limit here with Q Sciences. And if you've never been a business owner, my husband's a traditional business owner. It cost him a lot more than $40 to get started. You're going to hear from Dr. Seth Klein. I know to start his chiropractic practice is a lot more than $40, but that's all it is. It's $40. I feel like this should be way more than that because you get an entire business suite. You get an e-commerce website all designed for you, where people just go directly to your website and they order the products. There's no inventory. There's no collecting money, all those transaction things. You don't have to keep track of all that. Q Sciences does that for you. Amazing ambassador support. And when you become a silver leader like myself, you even get your own liaison support access to in specific training. But there's 4 ways to earn in our company. the most simple compensation plan, but the most mind-blowing compensation plan, because I've looked at a lot, where we earn monthly customer commissions. So again, people are going to your website. We all know people that need to boost their immune system, that need to improve their mental health. I know I did. That need help with sleep and energy and pain and discomfort and hormones, all those things. We all know someone. And maybe you don't know, maybe they're suffering in silence, but you could be the answer to their prayers, like Kalina was to our families. You earn monthly team commissions, and you just need that with two people. We all know two people that if we could open up a business, these are the people we want in business, right? Mine were my mom and my sister. And then I've grabbed other friends. I'm like, you've got to do this business with me. It is so much fun. Like Amy said, we have never met, but we're getting ready to go on a retreat here in a couple of weeks, driving to Branson together. We've never met each other, but it's like we've known each other forever. There's promotional bonuses, but then my favorite, the FFM. You get free financial coaching here with certified financial advisors. We have tax accountants and CPAs on hand. They just saved our family, I'm going to admit this, you guys, over $20,000 that we would have been paying in our taxes. It was amazing to have that resource. Before I dive in the comp plan, I do want Dr. Seth to unmute and share a bit of his story of why he partnered with Q, what it's been like this last year, and just really what Q's done for you and your family.
Well, thank you, Becky. First of all, I appreciate you so much, because one of the reasons that I am where I am is because of you and the camaraderie, just the people who are in this is a business. It's a real business. It's not the brick and mortar, but it's a real business. And if you treat it that way, you get the real business money. Well, I got involved. One thing is I'm very much into product, very much into natural health. Obviously, that's me. The thing is, COVID hits, your practice decreases, patients kind of scared to go outside and they don't want to come into the office, even though you hose it down with, everything from chlorine to, it doesn't matter. People don't want to go anywhere. So your practices decrease. I have a lot of friends in my profession. They lost practices. They don't practice, but 2 days, 3 days a week now. So the financial part of it was not really what I was focused on. I was focused on the products. But all of a sudden, COVID hits. And then it's like, a little extra, you lose a little extra. You're kind of thinking, I'm pulling out of the savings, my retirement, I'm old. So the retirement thing, it's like, okay, what's going on with that? But the bottom line is not so much me. The bottom line was actually for my daughter. You see, my daughter has Asperger's. My daughter is now just turned 18, and she started this when she was 17. Well, the best part is she doesn't have to go to Publix to get a job. She doesn't have to worry about going somewhere and getting fired when she has a car payment or, those beginning years. If I was her age doing this, I would be the guy who just bought Apple stocks at the very beginning. I would be the guy who did all that. Why? Because she can retire at 25. She can earn the income that all the other kids are working in Publix or doing whatever, which is fine, but she's not a problem. And this is the reason I did it. The compensation plan that you, Becky, will explain, you'll understand why. It's so simple, yet it's so obtainable. And my 18-year-old is doing it, and she's talking to friends. And if we can get the younger group of people to see that they can make a residual income, they can have the life that we didn't, or I didn't, at least. If I would have known about this when I was 20, I'd be in an island somewhere, owning an island somewhere, but hanging out, not worrying about COVID. But anyway, that's really what did it. The practice helps, the money helps, for me, but my daughter, it really makes my stress go down 100%, knowing that she is taking care of. God forbid something happens to me early, I know she's taking care of, making $5,000 a month, 15 grand a month, 45 grand a month. Okay. Yeah. So it's amazing. It's just amazing. And it's obtainable by anybody. You don't have to be a physician. You don't have to know the products. You don't have to know any of it. It's just follow the plan, be part of the business and just share. And now I have business in UK, Australia, and I couldn't help those people before. It was only local. And that's what this company brought to me too.
I love it. Thank you so much. Like Dr. Seth mentioned, that it's not just about us, that it is about helping as many people as we can to, be successful. And oops, there we go. Trying to get back. And so, like I said, with our comp plan, you can see here in box 1, it might be small if you're on your phone. So, ask the person that invited you here to get that to you. We can do one-to-one consults with you as well. But is customer sales commission. So you earn every, percentage on every order that comes through your website. It's like having your own, for the most part, your own franchise. And so, like Dr. Seth said, it's not that you, sorry about that. Oh, lost myself. There we go. Got spotlight on Amy. Is that you have multiple franchises, right? You don't want to just have one store. You want to have multiple stores. And that's what you have is this e-commerce. And then, like I mentioned, you grab those 2 business partners and you have 2 business partners that join you in this business. And by doing that, then you get multiple franchises, as Dr. Seth was mentioning, and that it's not just him, it's all of everybody. And so I grab my mom and my sister, and then it builds infinity levels deep. If you've ever been in network marketing, I know many companies out there, they're either buy or it decreases as you go down. You don't earn off of all volume. This is all volume. This is every single order that my mom, my sister, everybody then that partners as ambassadors and customers, so on and so forth. But then I also get to help people. So like Dr. Seth mentioned and like Amy mentioned, is as people come into your business, I'm able to help support their business and place people. We have this awesome placement suite where you get to place people and you get to help support their businesses. I had never been able to do that before. I had never seen anything like that. And I was like, this is phenomenal. My mom doesn't have to do it on her own. My sister doesn't have to do it on her own. Everybody that comes in, you can grow on and on, infinity levels deep. So as Amy mentioned, executive, she came in guns blazing, super excited, passionate to share. We followed the system, and we helped her get that 750, which she joined actually an extra bonus. So she got more than that $750 in her first 30 days. Dr. Seth is now elite. He earned that extra $1,500 bonus and is earning a bonus towards his debt or retirement of choice, because that's also part of the FFM. Is not only do you get the free financial coaching to help get your financial house in order, that could be helping you improve credit scores. Maybe it's paying off debt. Maybe it's budgeting, whatever it might look like. And like Dr. Seth mentioned, not only does his daughter have a free financial coach at 18, my son has one at 17. I would have loved to have had that coming into where, I'm like years ago, I'm like when I had no idea what I was doing with my money. And, myself as a silver, this is drastic income for our family. For me to be on my own time, I was able to go to district track and state track and be there for all my kids' activities that I would have never been able to do if I was still working that 8 to 5 job, having to ask for that time off. And it's just a huge, huge blessing to our family, but to be able to help so many. So I always ask myself, especially after last year, not like, what if I do this, but what if I wouldn't have said yes to this? What if I wouldn't have taken that risk and dove in? Like, where would we be today? And that just scares me to even think. And so, like I said, get with the person that invited you here. Ask them all the questions. They'll connect us, with individuals, and you can ask all the questions that you have. The training, the leadership, the systems, everything is in place. I have never seen the leadership and the communication like we have here. In January, when you become silver, they fly you out to the Jake's Lodge, and they just pour into you training and give you all the tools and resources that you need to be as successful as possible. So like like Dr. Seth said, this is a business. We are business owners. This isn't just like a side hobby. We are business owners here to make a difference. So I really want to thank each and every one of you for listening. Get with the person that invited you, ask them to send the link so that you can also fill out to enter into one of our prizes of a $1,500 Amazon gift card. The